What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Sorry for the absence over the last week. I guess it would be I strained my back pretty bad at work, so if you see any cuts in this video, it's because I got to take a break to go and lay down for a couple minutes. So if there's cuts, just know I didn't cut nothing out. I just need to take a break. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Today we're going to be talking about some Maple Leafs news, a little bit of rumors. By the time this video is posted, hopefully nothing crazy has happened regarding these two players, but it revolves around Nick Robertson and Mitch Marner. Now, I also want to add, once the back starts to feel a little bit better, you're going to see a lot more uploads. Obviously, even sitting in this chair is painful, so the player previews will be back very soon before the season starts, don't you worry. But I want to start off with something that happened this morning, and it's regarding Nick Robertson. And I guess I should say before I start this that the Maple Leafs obviously have been playing the hardball game with Nick Robertson because he's a restricted free agent. He's not unrestricted. If he was unrestricted, he more than likely would have signed by now. But I keep trying to tell you guys this, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but Nick Robertson, while he has his flaws defensively and, couldn't stay healthy, even though this past season he was pretty healthy, the Maple Leafs need depth players and potentially good goal scorers like Nick Robertson. You can't give up early on them like they've done with Verhaeghe and Marchman and so on and so on. They just give up on guys like Zach Hyman as well, and then they go and excel and score 30 plus. I don't think Nick Robertson's going to score 30, but I think this guy could touch 25 goals, and the Leafs need that desperately. Now, we know that the Leafs have been playing hardball, like I said, and Nick Robertson said he wanted to leave. Now, apparently, there's a new development. Now, Darren Dreger was on First Up 1050 this morning saying, I believe that they're going to get something done and that Nick Robertson will return to the Maple Leafs. This is good news. Robertson has spoken with new head coach Craig Berube, and Berube has assured him that there's nothing but opportunity and he'd be given a shot with the Leafs on the left wing. It sounds like he's leaning more towards recognizing what he has in Toronto and making the best of the situation. Now, this is good news, and I want to remind you guys, he's only 22. We can't keep giving up on these young players like we've done in the past. And if you look at what he did last season, in 56 games, he had 27 points, but he had 14 goals, and he was only averaging around 11 minutes of ice time. If the Maple Leafs up that to 13 or 14 minutes a night, there's no reason why Nick Robertson can't score 20-plus goals. He's in the same ballpark as a guy like Matthew Knies, where the more they play, the better they get. And Knies is a little bit more feisty. He has a little bit more of an edge to his game, but not everybody is going to be a fighter. Not everybody's going to be gritty. Teams need goal scorers and guys that just know how to score and put the puck in the net. That's genuinely what the Leafs need to do. They need to find more depth scoring. And if you have a guy that's more than likely going to come in at a cheap number like Nick Robertson, you got to hold on to him because, again, if you look at it, he hasn't really been given a big opportunity under Sheldon Keefe. Do I think that he at least deserves a look? Of course I do. You need guys that can score like this. So let's see what happens. Maybe by the time this is posted, a contract is already signed, but I'm hoping that Nick gets a shot, turns around his playing time with the Maple Leafs and gets a real shot. That left side is pretty empty. Matthew Knies is probably the best left winger in terms of how they're going to line up that the Leafs have right now. So let's see what happens with Robertson. All right back to it. Had to make that quick cut, but we're also going to talk about Mitch Marner. And look, Mitch Marner's offseason has been crazy. Everybody thought he was getting traded, including myself. But again, we need to talk about Darren Dreger on First Up. Now, I'm going to make this very clear. This is no disrespect to TSN. This is no disrespect to Darren Dreger at all. I would love to be in that position. They have a job that I would love to do. But let me tell you something. Darren Dreger more than likely has been a guy that's had a relationship with the agent of Mitch Marner. Everybody thinks that. Again, I'm not going to say that for sure, but we know that Darren Dreger somehow always has the Mitch Marner scoop before everybody. I think Darren Ferris likes to feed this guy information, which, I mean, good for Dreger. He needs to get this stuff out there if it's going to get him clicks. So TSN Darren Dreger reported on First Up that the Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, the Mitch Marner and Toronto Maple Leafs contract saga could probably go into the season where the Maple Leafs are more than likely going to be negotiating a little bit. So Brad Treliving and Darren Ferris, the agent of Mitch Marner, aren't in heavy negotiations at this time, Dreger reports, and they're not scared to bring it into the season. They're going to go into the season without a contract extension. Now, as we know, Marner's cap hit right now is $10.9 million. Be prepared for that to be a massive raise. And whether or not you want to believe it, he puts up a ton of points. The playoffs hasn't really been the greatest for him, hasn't been really great for anybody. But if I'm talking as an unbiased person here, if I'm not talking as a guy that believes that the Maple Leafs should have explored a little bit more with trades, I still love Mitch Marner. I'm going to cheer for him all season. I still think he's one of the best wingers in the NHL when it comes to putting up numbers. And, his defensive side of the game is also really good. He kills a lot of penalties. I just don't know how expensive this contract is going to get. And the fact that Austin Matthews just got a super big extension, I'm hoping that that number is far enough below Matthews' number that it makes sense. Now, we do know next season John Tavares' number is going to come off the books. So Marner's extension will take some of that money, and I'm sure Tavares will come back at a much smaller number. But we have to get comfortable with the fact that the Maple Leafs are running with the core four once again, and that they're going to try it at least one more time. But I don't think that this is going to be one more time anymore. The Leafs are really running with the fact that Matthews, Marner, and Nylander are going to be their staple as the top three. And then they're going to have supporting cast members like Nyes, like Robertson, hopefully, like Easton Cowan, like a Fraser Minton in the bottom six. You're going to have guys coming up out of nowhere, young guys, hopefully, that are going to fill in some spots. You're going to have your Calle Yarncrook still there. You're going to have your Pontus Holmbergs, your Steves in the bottom six eventually. So the Maple Leafs are going with those three. Tavares potentially signing at a lower rate next season. Well, definitely a lower rate next season. And that's just how it's going to be. That's what they're rolling with. I can't see how the Maple Leafs would just let Marner roll right into free agency. I think to hopefully make everybody happy, this is my guess. The Leafs are going to go on a run where they're winning a bunch of games. Let's say it's like a 6 or 7 game win streak. Marner looks good. They're going to sign that extension, and everybody's not going to be able to be pissed off because they're winning. And I know it's the regular season. I myself always tell people I don't care about the regular season as much anymore because it's the same story. It always ends in the first round of the playoffs. But oh my God, I got to readjust. The Maple Leafs are keeping him. I think that's what this is telling us. The Maple Leafs are more than likely keeping Mitch Marner, and they're going to run that big three going into next season. And this season we'll have that big four, the core four. They're all locked in for this season. We'll have to see what happens after that. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Like I said, once my back doesn't feel like it's falling apart, there'll be a lot more videos coming. I am way behind now, unfortunately. But hey, listen, got to do what you got to do. I've been in bed for like the last 4 days. So if you guys are new, like I said, like, subscribe, join the squad. Tell me what you guys think about Nick Robertson and Mitch Marner in the comments right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.